NYCN election na for youth, not for ancestors and grandparents. Philip Shaibu na im tok dis one. Edo State Deputy Governor, Right Honourable Comrade Philip Shaibu, don call on di past leaders of di National Youth Council for Naija Edo State branch make dem leave di system to allow oda younger pipo to take over. E tok dis one for Tuesday for Government House during one special congress of di National Youth Council for Naija Edo State branch to resolve di kore-kore sake of di election wey dey come.
Let's not lose track and focus about that we are going to achieve with the organization. Politics should not be a major for us. We need to have leadership to coordinate all of us. But that leadership should have a rate when we are achieving this leadership. The purpose of all of us coming together to now have the Youth Council. If it's from Red Cross, you know what is now. If it is from the Boy Scout, Best Guide, we know what we are standing. That's what's standing. That should be our driving force in aspiring or supporting anyone to organize us. Who is this young boy or young girl that forward, that will help to coordinate this collective aspiration? That is what should be paramount.
Shaibu wey tok say na big mistake if dem think say dem fit tey for di council for life sake of say no be ancestor dem dey find for di council and di council na for pipo wey dey below 35 years. E con still tok say make di past leaders move ahead to bigger opportunities. E con still tok say make dem no be like di politicians wey we get so as dem don fail us.
When we hand over the leadership to the younger ones, we are not coming back to the same system and remain permanently become ancestors in the system. We all make that commitment before and on our way out. Before we said we are coming to change the system, we are coming to reform the system to the extent that Youth Council NANS must be followed, the Constitution and Charter of the Man of both organizations must be followed to latter. And by the time we hand over, we'll be handing over to young men and women that we have been able to groom, and will allow them to also exhibit their leadership, to groom others. Not that they'll perpetually be groomed by us. Because when we have groomed you and you are now in charge, we step aside for you to groom others. That's what we are doing. Role of formal leadership is when there's conflict. That's when they come in to resolve conflict and they leave. Youth Council has age bracket. We have age bracket. And there's no, the Constitution is there. It's Youth Council NANS is not like PDP or APC or all these political parties. No. Where somebody that is up to 70 years, we say is youth leader of the world or youth leader of the state. And the party, we say youth leader of the political party is 70 years old. That is not how Youth Council is run. Youth Council must follow the age bracket that we all agree that is the age categorized by our law and constitution that is youth. And I know, if I'm not mistaken, 35, 18 to 35 is what we have agreed that is the age bracket for youth. And if we have agreed that that is the age. Anybody that is 35 years should not be seen on a daily basis in that youth secretariat, joining to the whole meeting, sitting in the whole meeting with people that is already senior to. It should not be. Because leadership is transient, and leadership, you must learn leadership. If you are not given the space to exhibit God's talent in you or what you have learned from past leaders, when will you now be available to discharge duty as a leader? And that is the major problem Nigeria is having, and I don't want us to have it. Because if we have it, then the hope of this country and state and the future is dead. Let's not be like the conventional politicians. So let's not be like them, because we are seeing the failure. So we should not go that same line. You cannot afford to have a system where one man in 1979 handed over to a youth. 20 years after, he became president of Nigeria again. It happened in Nigeria. Obasanjo handed over to Shagari, and I remember in the statement that the greatest joy is having, that is as at 1979, that he, with what he has passed through, God has given him this rare privilege to hand over to a young man. And he's happy because youth, that they say, are the future of tomorrow. Now, the youth is taking over from him, old man. 1999, that was 1979. 1999, he was being sworn in as president of Nigeria. 20 years after he handed over to a youth. Now, youth now handed over to Adigbe and Salam now handed over to him, right? So you can see what we are talking about. So that shouldn't be what we should. Those are not the kind of role model. Those are the kind of system we should emulate. When we say youth are the future of tomorrow, leadership opportunity must be given to them now. We start learning and making mistakes, so that by the time they now get to that premium of taking leadership, they will have understand the difference between left and right. They will have corrected those mistakes. Prime leadership position. So please, if you are here and you think your life depends on youth council, then you are making a mistake. Youth council is just a transit. Youth council is just a transit to achieving your God-given goal on earth. It's not the end or the end of your destination as far as career is concerned. It's just a process. It's like a vehicle. You are transiting from it. And when you transit well, you say, oh, this guy, when he was in youth council, his position, his statement, his contribution, in fact, he is the best for this position. That is what you should strive to be. Not to become an ancestor in youth council. There are people that, before I became president of NANS, were in NANS. As I speak, they are still in NANS. They are still there. When you call NANS convention, go to NANS convention, go to a meeting, you are seeing them there. They are there. People accuse me in Edo State that, they say you don't relate with NANS, you don't relate with youth council. I say, I relate with them when it is necessary. But I will not work with them because it's not our past that stage of sitting and working with them. They should work for themselves. If they have issues, that's where I come in as an elder statesman to assist. But I cannot be seen sitting with them in their offices and telling them this how to do it, that is how to do it. When will they now be independent to know how to do it when I am teleguiding their things? I shouldn't teleguide their things.
Shaibu Council tok say the Edo government go continue to dey support dem to make the council dey strong well well. E council tok say their secretariat wey dem seal sake of the katakata wey happen, dem go reopen am.
We will continue to support the Youth Council, and other organizations that have a sole purpose of not just leadership, but giving service to our people. The governor has asked that I should let you people know that as far as the Edo State government is concerned, all our struggle is for the betterment of our state and the future of our state. And if all our struggle and all the reforms we are carrying out is for the future of our state, who are the beneficiary of this future? It is you, the youth of today. So I want you people to take advantage and make yourself available to be the true leader of tomorrow with the experience you are gaining today. Because in the past, they call youth leaders of tomorrow, but they are not given an opportunity to learn the leadership. And that has been the gap. And that is the gap we have set to bridge. Because for you to be leader of tomorrow, you must learn what leadership entails from now. And that is why we are encouraging that let's follow the Constitution. When we are 35, in fact, when we are 34, we should be exiting the Youth Council, taking new challenges. Because we need to take those new challenges to be able to exhibit those values we have learned while we were passing through the Youth Council. But when we don't exit, then you are not able to express those values you have learned while in the Youth Council. So you can see why you need to exist. And the more you exist, the more we are producing more people that will help to build the nation. Because the youth can only build the nation when there's a progression. But when you are stagnant, you are not building anything. Having said that, the office, I will instruct the CSO to open the office for use. The office will be open. It was locked because we didn't want fracas. And thank God there was no fracas at the end of the day. So please, as we move back to the council, please, let no quarrel ensue after opening it, so that we will actually be disciplined youth that we are.
Honorable Andrew Envata, wey be the Commissioner for Youth, Gender Issues and Humanitarian Affairs, call chook say no more football aid for the National Youth Council and call throway salutes give the Deputy Governor.
You the youths, you the nation. Let me use this opportunity to especially thank His Excellency for the support he gave us from when this whole thing started. I must thank His Excellency because it's a rebate of youth activities as far as council affairs of the NYCN is concerned. No more football age. A situation where somebody who has a son that is young enough or old enough to contest is interested in NYC. I think that's a misnomer which has been corrected today. And I want to appeal to you. For those coming to vote, you must also be within the age bracket. We don't want you to bring ancestors. Our facilities is for young people. The accommodation we're making arrangement, we don't want ancestors that will come wearing pampers. So I appeal to you, invite people within the age bracket. And I think the electoral committee, you have that mandate.
The special congress wey the chairman for the board of trustees of the National Youth Council for Naija, Elizabeth Ativie, wey come preside over according to their constitution on conflict resolution. She come throway salutes give the deputy governor for wetin he don do for them as he don bring peace come the National Youth Council Edo State branch.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, because there was this thing in America on their television. Those who were owing, and the government came with some program to save them. And they started by, you saved us. Your Excellency, you saved us. Your Excellency, we had 2 meetings. There are 2 groups who are the ancestors. And all of them in that 2 groups, they are all ancestors. No young person among them. I want to thank them, the leadership of the 2 groups, for coming out to say we're down to, and the interest of the council is uppermost in their they have to apologize to each other for the wrongs they have done to themselves before. Your Excellency, it will interest you to note that these injuries came up. That is the reason why I say you saved us. These injuries came up in the last election, where at Fuga, they fought, destroyed themselves with head injuries. Some had to even go to surgery after that. A lady, I don't know whether she's here, she showed me a place where she was operated as a result of that fight and quarrel. Our vice chairman has spinal injury problem as a result of many cases I saw in these few days I was holding meetings. I didn't know of all them. So you saved us to ensure that that type of thing did not repeat itself again. That is why I say, Your Excellency, you saved us. We have agreed that we are not going to set up any caretaker committee because of the experiences we have had in the past. When you set them up, they now want to be substantial ESCO and draw the hand of the clock backwards. In the eye of the Constitution, this ESCO will expire on the 20th. Abi, on the 30th of November. Now, what we are doing here today, we are doing it under the cover of the ESCO. Otherwise, Constitution did not permit us to do that. The crisis has not gotten to that level that I will close down the council and take charge of the whole process. So please, we have agreed. Even though they will just be there looking at these people doing their work, but we will not sack them. If you are in support, say ayes. Again, say nay. The ayes have it.
The Special Congress con still set up electoral committee wey go oversee the elections, and dem con still agree say anybody wey go contest must follow the constitutional age wey be 18 to 35 years. Dem con adopt November 29 to 30, 2022 for the day of the election into the council. Dem con adopt 29 to 30 November 2022 for the day when dem go do the new election into the council. Oluwatobi Odeshola, TMC TV News. Make una remember say your PVC na your power. No go sell your vote give any politician or political party on election day.